So what's up, everybody? Today I'm going to be going through a top 8 deck analysis from the TKETTST, the largest online UniVersus event that we have had thus far over on my Twitch, twitch.tv/TamCardwell. So if you missed it, you're watching this on YouTube, go out and click the link in the description down below. Give it a follow for whenever I go live. We're going to be doing that significantly more often. And with that said, let's go ahead and just jump into it. Up next, we have Jose, another Unfun Stuff sponsored player. Let's take a look at his super cool Kuwabara deck. What a nice crisp deck we have here. Okay, so Kuwabara. What does Kuwabara do? So Kuwabara is honestly one of the staples inside of the UniVersus meta. If he's kind of one of those gatekeeper decks that say if you can't deal with Kuwabara, you need to reassess how your deck works, because nobody should be just washed by Kuwabara. He says response command to foundation before the damage step of this attack, return it to its printed damage. That's very, very strong, as well as enhance once per turn. After attack resolves, added your staging area face down. So he builds something, he clears his card pool, builds something down, and then when he's half dead, he gets to take one of those foundations and puts back in his hand. So probably the attack that we just played. And so he's very hard to kill. If he has one attack, he has 2 attacks, and he plays with a huge, huge staging area. He wants to have as many cards in his staging area as possible. And so this is under the water symbol because one of the most potent cards that you get as Kuwabara is Air Ground Smash. On this card, it says that Kuwabara is not a 5-hander, but a 7, or excuse me, an 8-hand size character, right? 6, 7, 8 with Air Ground Smash. Yeah, because you draw 3 cards, so you'll play Air Ground Smash. You'll draw your 3 cards, having this will be your 8th card that you've had for the turn. You build down your Air Ground Smash. If you're in desperation, on your next attack, you just pick your Air Ground Smash back up. Yeah, and so every single turn, as long as you have one attack and you're at half health, you go and you find Air Ground Smash, which lets you draw 3 cards. And we all know drawing cards means that you have more options. More options means that you get to kill them dead. Not to mention, this is a 6 difficulty attack, and that's fine because it's based 6 speed, 6 damage. This thing's massive. This card's super, super strong. Up next, our other 4 of is Spirit Sword Thrust, which, Jose, correct me if I'm wrong, is this the first time that you've played Spirit Sword Thrust as a 4 of in your Kuwabara? Because if it is not, I think you have found the secret formula, man. I think Spirit Sword Thrust as a 4 of, it was so good, don't you think? I love the idea of being able to pick up your 3 face downs after you build them with our next card, Sword Get Longer. This card was just gas the whole time. Did you ever feel like it having a non-block? And do you ever feel like it having a non-block hurt you? Or did you think that Kuwabara's response was just good enough whenever you got stuck with these in your hand? Let me know. Yeah, this card being able to pick up face downs as well as being able to build because our name is Kuwabara. Hey, look, he's over here. Because our name is Kuwabara, we get to build a cool card into our staging area face down. Any of these cool flip cards, like this one, and 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 this one. Yeah, or this one, like we flip whatever card we want. We get to just reuse our neat. Where's this card? We get to reuse our super cool flipped foundations, which is really rad. Not to mention any foundation that my opponent happens to flip on our board. We just get to put it back in our staging area face up or face down. Either way. Up next, we got Sword Get Longer. Probably the best turn 2 card. Second best turn 2 card besides Air Ground Smash. So I build 4. I play Air Ground Smash. I draw 3 cards. I build it down with Kuwabara. I then proceed to play Sword Get Longer to then build 3 more foundations. I now have 10 foundations in my staging area. I am set up for the rest of the game. I have got a ton of options to pick up with Kuwabara once I'm at desperation. I feel great about it. I got tons of face down foundations to go pick up with Spirit Sword Thrust. This is just an engine card to get me running. Up next, we've got Reverberate, standard kill card in most decks if you've got something to use momentum on, which this has EX, which is fine. This does not. This is powerful, which is fine, but this is one of the best kill cards that we have. It's just 21 damage off of an attack. Just smack him with it. The card's very, very strong. Should probably check it too, if we're gonna be honest. Yeah, this card is just stats on a stick. One of the most consistent kill cards that Water has access to. Up next, we got Double Precise Blow, one of the Florida Boy specials. This card has seen such intense play inside of the game because of how potent it is on defense. Block, stuff a card in their card pool, and seal the card. It, in tandem with Royal Bodyguard, is exceptionally good for just stuffing their deck and making sure that they just don't get to play the game. Forbidden Moonset. Forbidden Moonset, kind of, it is. I know in previous analysis I have made the rule of you don't play Forbidden Moonset in your deck unless you give it speed. The other option for playing Forbidden Moonset is that if you're a 5 hand size character, right? Because Forbidden Moonset kind of forces your opponent to be 1 less hand size every turn as long as you get to play it. And with Forbidden Moonset plus Kuwabara, you are allowed to play Forbidden Moonset every single turn. I play Forbidden Moonset, I return their hand, I build it down, I play another attack, I pick up from my Forbidden Moonset. Neat. Next turn, I play my Forbidden Moonset, I bounce their card, I build it down. And so this is a constant, hey, I don't like that card being on the board, let me put it back up in your hand. Hey, sweet low block, put it back up, block with a different card. It's just a good control piece that Kuwabara has access to. I don't think that you can revolve your deck around it, but I do think it is a very good piece for you to have inside of your Kuwabara deck. 1 Rose Whiplash, the only 2 check in our deck. This card is exceptionally good because this card has the reversal keyword. Yes, it is a deadlock reversal, which means if you have played this card as a reversal on your opponent's turn, you add a reversal card from your discard pile to your hand, saying that, hey, next turn, I'm going to draw 3 cards for free. Bing, neato. Yeah, this card being the best card in our deck, and this card being able to go and finding the best card in our deck, it feels very, very good. We've got 1 Deflection Swing, which is just Kuwabara's ability, not in Desperation. So this card says that I get to go and steal a face-down card and replace it. So I build one and then pick a face-down up. So I play my Air Ground Smash. This is turn 2. I play my Air Ground Smash. I draw my 3. I build it face down. I play my Deflection Swing. I build a card. I pick up my Air Ground Smash, and then continue on from there. It feels super, super good. And then my last attack is Swimming Bird. It gets +1 damage for each of my face down foundations. That feels great when I have a card that says build 3 face downs plus Kuwabara, right? I could jam this out on turn 2 and have 4 face downs and then play my Swimming Bird. It gets +4 damage. It's a 5 mid for 9 on turn 2 after I've built 4 foundations. We take that every day of the week. Yeah, this is a super sweet combo. How do I feel about the attack lineup? This attack lineup is fantastic. I do like, the big thing of note here is I love the 4X Spirit Sword Thrust. You pretty much never see that in Kuwabara. You see more Deflection Swings. You see more Rose Whiplashes. You don't really see Swimming Bird. I have not seen Swimming Bird very much in Kuwabara. But yeah, Jose doing so well with this deck in the retro event is probably why he played it here today. And I gotta say, 3rd place is very, very good. It's very good. He almost won in the Cassandra match. So yeah, congrats to him. All right, onto the rest of the cards. Whew, we are hitting it. So we've got Know the Power of the Abyss, the Florida Boy special. This is off-symboled under the Earth symbol. It goes and it picks up a reversal, which is Precise Blow, right? And it goes and it picks up Air Ground Smash. I'll discard the top 10 cards of my deck and go and find the best card in my deck. Or it can pick up Precise Blow, or it can pick up Rose Whiplash. These are all totally fine. Or honestly, it can go pick up Reverberate. This is a Cello Reversal. It's got the same type of ruling that Air Ground Smash does of Deadlock Reversal. And so when I know the power of the Abyss and I mill my 10, I go and I pick up the best card. This card is super, super good, even off-symboled, to go and pick up these really, really rad reversals. The best way is to pick up Rose Whiplash, then pick up AGS. Yeah, that is a totally fine play. That is super, super good. Especially because you're making the speed of the attack 0, so you block with your Precise Blow, stuff their card, play the Rose Whiplash, go and give it +4/+4, gain 4, and then go pick up Air Ground Smash. Boop. Neat, neat, neat. Next, for our assets, we've got double Sai Salika Loka Lua. This card is a free momentum in the same vein that Moonset is. So Moonset plus C Salika plus Reverberate is just free 21 damage. We love that. As well as every time that you destroy a foundation, this attack gets +2 or -2 speed. And that combos with Generous Gambler, which says destroy a face-down foundation. We're going to have plenty of those for +2 or -2 damage. So these 2 cards comboed says +4 or -4, which feels really good for a 10 high for 6. I'm in it. This feels really good for a 9 high for 5, +3/+3. Anytime that you destroy one of these, it gets an additional. It gets 3 damage and 2 speed. Like, it's super strong. The next asset that we have is Soul Caliber. Assets are crazy. It says that we just turn off one crazy. We turn off one weapon. Not asset. Forbidden Moonset's a weapon. Rose Whiplash is a weapon. Sword Get Long is a weapon. Spirit Sword is a weapon. Hey, look, this entire deck runs off of weapons. And so Caliber being able just to negate one of these key weapons says that Kuwabara has to use his ability to pick it back up. It just slows every deck down by at least 1 turn. And it's a commit cost. It's not even a remove cost. So you just do this every single turn. Card's exceptionally good. Up next, moving on to our foundations, we're playing 4 Generous Gambler, very potent with the Cisalika Lokalua play, as well as we are building so many face downs because of these cards. This one a little less so, but still, that we can just block whatever we want. Yeah, it's good to put things back to printed damage, but blocking things is even better. One of the big issues that people have when they play these hyper defensive 5-handers is they're just like, I don't need to block. I just block with my face. It's fine. No, block. You need to block. Everybody learn how to block. And so giving -2, sometimes -4, damage is super good. It also keeps your staging area at an acceptable space so that you don't have 20 foundations and you deck out because you actually just built too much. We're playing 4 Ageless and Wise as a 5-hand size character. We have to make sure that our foundation area stays exactly where it is. Yes, we wanted to destroy our staging area with Generous Gamblers and Reverberates, but they are not allowed to touch our staging area with their Forbidden Moonsets and Togora Brothers. That is bad and not fun. We want to make sure that we keep our staging area exactly where it is. Also, gnarly low block. We love that. Up next, we've got a Future Poolside Date at a 4 of, one of the most potent 5-hand size water defense cards. Honestly, 5-hand size defense cards under all 3 of the symbols. Chat, when was the last time we had a life 5-hand size character? Tell me. When was the last life 5-hander? I cannot think. Was it Killick? Anywho, I digress. Future Poolside Date is a good card. It is a -speed, so not only do we have speed off of Generous Gambler, Lokalua, but now discard a card for -3 speed, as well as, if it is on the top card of discard pile, you get to gain 2 vitality. We already have 32 health. That's so much health. And so let's have Future Poolside Date make it a little bit bigger, a little bit better. In these deck analysis, we have talked about Royal Bodyguard to death. I'll briefly touch on it. Is this the last Royal Bodyguard deck? It is, thank goodness. Okay, Royal Bodyguard is one of those cards. You can tell how potent this card is. This might be the most represented card in the format? Question mark? Royal Bodyguard. Oh, I'm going to change my music. It's a little too slow. Boop. Hey, there we go. All right, so Royal Bodyguard stuffs card pools in the same way that Precise Blow does, and you get this free momentum with Cisalika Lokalua in order to do crazy huge disruption plays. As Killick, Tese 2 dot, fair point. As Kuwabara, not Killick, as Kuwabara, we want to end my opponent's turn as quickly as we can. This is why we play the reversal. We play these stoppy cards in order so that I can play my Airgun Smash, because this card is the best card that I can play, and it's pretty much exclusively played on my turn. Combo attacks are not allowed versus the water symbol. Combo is illegal. Yeah. Good point, Jose. And combos are very potent. Combos are very strong. We saw combo decks happening all over the place over here, which is probably the reason this deck did so well versus them, right? We stuff these cards and pretty much nothing combos with face down card. We should, though. We should have combo with face down card. That'd be cool. Up next, we've got Pure of Heart. Being able to shut off key pieces in my opponent's defense or offense is very strong, not to mention good discard hate. Basically, a Kuwabara, as a 5-hand size character, the cards in my hand are very important to me. So if you strip those cards away from me, I'm going to punish you severely by making sure that you don't have useful cards in your staging area, as well as if you have a cool card like Cisalika Lokalua, I will get rid of that ability so that you can't boost your speed. If you've got a Royal Bodyguard, hey, I'll commit this. Hey, no Royal Bodyguard this turn, man. I'm sorry. You played your stuff out of order. I want to do the cool things that I want to do. Up next, we've got Venomous at a 2 of. Thank goodness. I love this card being in decks. Thank goodness it's here. With cards that add cards up to your hand, that draw and add cards. We have Spirit Sword Thrust. We have Rose Whiplash. We have Deflection Swing. We have Air Ground Smash. We have Know the Power of the BS in this deck alone that adds cards up to your hand. And as a playable all committed no to that, it is super, super good. Once again, top 5 underrated cards. Maybe top 10, top 15 now that people are actually starting to play with this card. People, put this card in your deck at least a 1-of. This is a mandatory 1-of slot in every deck that you can possibly play it. At worst, side it out if your opponent doesn't play it. It's super good. It's super good. Up next, we've got a double God of Thunder. Kind of in the same vein that Generous Gambler works. God of Thunder is one of those keep my staging area under control cards. But conversely, this card is a 6-diff. This card is a 6-diff. This card is a 5-diff. This card is a 5-diff. This card is technically a 5-diff printed. We have some pretty significantly heavy costed difficulty cards. And so with God of Thunder, I'm able to reset my staging area and ready up some cards, destroy some face downs that I am obviously building with Sword Get Longer and my character in order to try and keep continuing out my big kill turns. Double God of Thunder pretty much means that if I draw this as my hand, I can actually still play them all. it's pretty good. Up next, we've got Sleigh Ride Stowaway. This card is all over the place, probably just as represented as Royal Bodyguard. I guess not, because we had an all-symbol top when it had Royal Bodyguard and not Sleigh Ride. Anywho, Sleigh Ride Stowaway is free momentum snapping in the same vein as Lokalua as well as Moonset. Some of the cool combos that we get to play with this is we'll flip this card, blow it up with Generous Gambler, respond with Lokalua, in order to give it plus damage. When this guy hits the discard pile, we will take a card from the top of our deck and grab it back to our momentum. Even more potent if we had flipped this card, not with its own ability to give the plus damage, but we flipped it with Lokalua since we didn't have momentum. And so we flipped this guy to grab the momentum, then blow it up to grab an additional momentum. So this card and Lokalua is 2 momentum in your deck, which is the perfect amount. Don't you agree? Yeah, very, very cool stuff. Also, 2 mid-block Breaker 1. Feels great. Feels great. Up next, we've got Double Left to Die. This card is in this deck for the exact same reason that Deflection Swing is it is a way to pick up our cards without being in desperation. Kuwabara, I know I just said this before, but Kuwabara is one of the key players who is allowed to just face tank an unblocked attack because I commit a foundation to put it back to printed damage. Yes, you hit me with your precise blow. You got me. And so this card saying that I take my 3 damage, I will commit this and pick up the face down air ground smash that I put in my staging area beforehand. Yep, you've definitely earned it. Commit 2 to pick up air ground smash is a great, great feeling. Not to mention, it is a good discard momentum outlet to ready the card back up in a dire need of, I need this thing to be ready. So a little anti-stun. Up next, we've got Emergency Rations. This card is insane. Like I said, this is, I think, the most underrated card inside of Standard currently. Possibly even inside of Retro, but I have to go back and read all those cards as well. This card says, after my opponent plays an ability on a non-character card in the staging area, they can't play those abilities anymore on any card that shares a name with it. Oh, do you have 4 Generous Gambler and you would like to give your thing plus 8 speed? Nope, I don't think so. I'm going to respond, and you can't play Generous Gambler anymore. Sorry, man. For a flip cost, you can't do it. I'm going to block everything that you do for the rest of the turn. Or if you tried to minus my speed in order to block my crazy fast attacks, no, you can't, because you can't do that anymore. This card being able to hit not only foundations but asset is the reason this card is so potent. Hey, Lokalua, not happening. Super, super good. Up next, we got Double Search for Salvations. This card is basically just Kuwabara for remove cost as opposed to a enhanced cost. If my opponent has some crazy card like Coffee Samba, right, that is going to punish and do big stun energy against my Kuwabara deck, or maybe my Kuwabara has been committed due to some unforeseen circumstances like a stop or something along those lines, well, this is a covering to make sure that Kuwabara actually does get to play the game. You don't just blow me out. On to my 1-ofs. We've got 1 Champion of Combat. This is my biggest deadlock ability yet. With all of the card pool stuffing that we have on my opponent's turn, this feels really, really good. Of Deadlock Your Enhance, which we have reversal here, reversal here, reversal here. technically a reversal here. When I play cards on my opponent's turn, not only am I stuffing more cards in their card pool, but more importantly, on my turn, I'm stuffing cards so that I can enhance commit. My attack gets +X +X. X equals the number of cards in your card pool. Hey, I will play this Reverberate, and you've had to block each and every one of them. I've been giving them a ton of speed off of Generous Gambler, a ton of damage off of Local Lua. I give it more damage off of Reverberate, and now I get +6/+6 because you've had to block this big long string. Yeah, Champion of Combat is exceptionally good at closing out the game. If you could fit more copies of this card in your deck, if you are afraid that the games are going to go long, you definitely should. This card is very good. Innocent Breeze, kind of the RC Cola version of Royal Bodyguard or Precise Blow. It also is exceptionally good at shutting out one of the big floodgates of Dark Chirito. Dark Chirito, as the card says, that Kuwabara is not allowed to play the game. Response commit, return it to printed damage. That doesn't work against Dark Chirito. Dark Chirito says that he's not allowed to play that ability. So flipping to Dark Chirito after it resolves means that we are allowed to play the game still. More of this is for sure going to be in the sideboard. There it is. We're going to skip this card. Castaway Forgotten. Castaway Forgotten is another one of those really good cards. It says that basically it is Innocent Breeze, but it casts a different version of this of your Venn diagram. It says that your opponent sometimes, when they play something like Reduction, just doesn't have abilities. But if you do have a momentum, you can take and seal whatever that you'd like. Card is very, very good. Also, it lets you dig a little deeper with Deflection Swing or Precise Blow if you absolutely need to because of the draw one on it. Is that a bad play? Yes. Is it a desperate play from a desperate man? Also yes. Celestial Being, as we said, if Kuwabara is committed, the game is pretty much over. So Celestial Being says that not only does it stop things like stun, like Coffee Samba's Bane is Celestial Being, but it also stops things like stop. And so your character will not be committed. You do get to play the game. You get to continue to play the game and feel good about it. And the last card that we're playing is one Protecting the Protector. The reason I'm talking about this card last, even though it's not last on the list, is if you notice, this card does not have the water symbol. This is an off-symboled card. It feels exceptionally good to add down in with Spirit Sword Thrust. And so I've drawn a bunch of cards off of my Air Ground Smash. I've built in a ton of cards off Sword Get Longer. I pick it up with Spirit Sword Thrust. I place it back in, and now you're not allowed to bang my character. You're not allowed to seal my cards. You're not allowed to destroy my cards. And I'm getting all this free momentum off of Local Lua, off of Forbidden Moonset, off of Sleigh Ride Stowaway. And so I get to protect my staging area in a way that is not normally something that can happen inside of the water symbol because of this potency of being able to just play this into my staging area. Boop. Just adding it in. So how do I feel about the main board? Kind of like with Chris. So I've been in Jose's circle and I've watched him do deck building. Not on this deck in particular, but this definitely has some big Jose energy. If you look, let's look at the commons and uncommons. Yeah, all of these are rares or ultra rares. Like, these are just such potent attacks, and that's kind of what Jose does. Is he wants that bang for his buck, as opposed to being cheeky and huge combo heavy. These are just big, huge bombs, getting a ton of value out of my stuff. And Jose's really, really good at juicing these big power cards, these big power moves for all that they're worth. Like, if you look at Generous Gambler versus Cecilica, I mean, we're getting +10 damage if we decide to blow up our whole staging, or +10 speed, excuse me. Giving any of these things +10 speed is exceptionally good. Not to mention all of this entire row of being just like pure defense. It's good. It's very, very good. I dig this main board a ton. The only thing that you can maybe see is possibly make the deck a little bigger. I'm pretty sure that it is a 61 card deck. I believe that is true, and so maybe we make it just a little bit thicker, depending on how often you think you are starting to deck yourself out. So onto the sideboard, we've got one Bang, one Moonset. Ooh, when he fights other low hand size characters, he places the Forbidden Moonset in, so we can do more Kuwabara loops to keep them at at low hand size count. Facing off against another 5-hander, whoever draws Forbidden Moonset probably just wins that game, right? We've got Precise Blow as an additional resource to try and stop my opponent from doing cool things for extra shenanigans. We've talked Precise Blow to death today. Another Celestial Being, more Coffee Samba, more Stop Hate. Protecting the Protector, we can drop it in with this. Rhythmic Fighting Style, a card that we did not see mainboarded, but our character being Kuwabara, throws are not normally an issue unless there's something along the lines of, excuse me, Vicious Madness. Wow. Vicious Madness. And so versus Vicious Madness decks, I'm sure we've got double Rhythmic Fighting Style, Precise Blow coming in, Innocent Breeze coming in to try and make sure these mid blocks occur. Innocent Breeze being able to flip Dark Cherry Toe plus other combo cards, super potent. A third Venomous. Wow, third Venomous coming in out of the sideboard. So strong. And then lastly, a second Soul Calibur, because this card just once again washes some matchups. This is such a cover all of my cases. The only thing that I'm not in love with, honestly, is this Bang is kind of weird in the sideboard, right? I kind of would have loved to have seen at least one Bang in the main board and then side another one, right? Right. Like, I think sideboard Bang is not nearly as potent as mainboard Bang. Although with the 10 cards in our sideboard slot, I guess we are allowed to get away with stuff like that. So that is okay. That is okay. Yeah. Maybe, depending on how you feel, right? Honestly, and this is going to be crazy, if you added Bang on top of the deck and added 2 more foundations, I think you can actually just get away with it. So add 1 Bang on top of your deck and then find 2 more solid foundation slots that are like useful and covers your Venn diagram, covers your Venn diagram of how your deck wants to work just a little bit more. Maybe discover some new areas. If there's anything in here that you wanted to see more of, right? If you wanted more Left to Die, more Sleigh Ride, like one more of this, Bang mainboarded, I think you're golden. Yeah. Yeah. Chat, how do you feel about Jose's deck? How do you feel about this third place Kuwabara? Shane, I am not allowed to say that Damnation is a good card. I don't think Damnation is that good in here. Hold on, what is Damnation?